These men have been in Russian custody for months, held because the government in Moscow accuses them of violating its territorial waters when the vessels they were on board tried to cross from the Black Sea into the Sea of Azov last November.
The
Ukrainian ships did not respond in any way to the questions of our border guard service. They trespassed into territorial waters which were Russian even before Crimea joined the Russian Federation.
The sailors say they were following a long-standing agreement between Ukraine and Russia on sharing the waterway. For their government, it's the Russians who are breaking the rules, treating their sailors as criminals and denying them the protections built into international agreements governing the military at sea.
I spoke to the parents of the men. One cannot remain uninvolved, so I met the sailors' mothers. I will do all I can to return them. It is our top priority.
Saturday's ruling will be provisional and hinges on the way Russia acted in detaining the sailors and their ships. One maritime law expert believes the evidence points in one direction.
When it comes to the merits of the case, I think that Ukraine has a very good point by arguing that the Russian Federation has violated the immunity of the warships and the military personnel on board of these ships, and that essentially means the immunity of Ukraine as a state.
This case needs to be seen in the wider context of the fraught relationship between the two countries. The ceasefire in place on Ukraine's eastern border with Russia remains patchy. International monitors there report regular violations of the truce from both pro-Russian and pro-Ukrainian sides. Both governments say they want the Minsk agreement to be implemented, but they have been saying that for years. When this body makes its ruling, its decision will be legally binding, but it has absolutely no power to enforce it, which means it's questionable quite how much heed Russia will pay to the final verdict. Dominic, Kane, Al Jazeera, at the International Tribunal for the Law of the Sea.